Good morning watch nerds. Firstly, I should apologise because the crystal on this watch has no AI coating, so I'm really struggling with the quality of this video and the reflections this watch throws off. A while ago I bought one of these as a beta, but when I was gifted a novelty watch at the place I did some voluntary work, I made that my beta. So very shortly after buying one of these, I sold it again. I did make a video on it, but then thought it worth deleting and making an updated version. I no longer do the voluntary work, so sold the novelty watch and rebought the Rotary again, although this is a used one, albeit not very old and in very good condition. So let's get the money side of things out of the way. The list price of one of these is £209, but most retailers offer some sort of discount, generally bringing it down to less than £170 and sometimes lower than that. Used ones can obviously be purchased for all sorts of prices on eBay, depending on the condition and their age. To be honest, I got a bargain, but the price is a secret between myself and the seller. Without going into too much detail, Rotary are a very old brand and started their life off in Switzerland until being purchased by the Brits. They also have a Les Originals range, which are made in Switzerland, but their run-of-the-mill range is, I presume, made in China. That said, although this watch isn't in the Les Originals range, I did read on one of the retailers' sites that it's actually made in Switzerland. To be honest though, I think that's wrong. But nonetheless, it's certainly very good value for money. And welcome to my unpaid and unsponsored review of the Rotary Henley GMT. Reference GB05176/05. And there's the inner and outer box. It's quite nice quality, befitting the watch. Inside is a watch cushion and a 2-year warranty that can be extended 1 year if registered online. And this is my watch of the day. It's the Proxima PD 1697, loosely based on the Christopher Ward model. And that's Amy, looking lovely as usual. The bracelet isn't the watch's highlight, but at the same time it's not a disaster either. As you can see, it's got brushed outer links and polished inner links. I'm no lover of polished links, so using the magic of video, I'm going to brush it in less than a second. I told you I could do it, and doesn't it look much better? Well, I think so anyway. It's got solid male end links that fit well to the case, although it doesn't have quick release spring bars. The earlier models had female end links, so why they changed this is a mystery to me. However, the downturn is very good, so it's not really an issue. It tapers down from 20mm to 16mm at the butterfly clasp. Adjustment is made using split pins, which are quite well engineered and they appear fairly secure. Like I mentioned, the bracelet's got a butterfly clasp, which has never been my favourite. Aesthetically it's great because it hides a join, but getting a good fit can be a bit of a problem. That said, the quality of the clasp is actually very good. It's fully milled and it's got double pushers. Unfortunately there are no half links, so like I said, it's a bit hit and miss whether you're going to get a good fit or not. On the bright side, I think a nice black or dark blue leather strap would look really good on this watch. So let's have a look at the dimensions. Well, at this point I should tell you that the Henley GMT range includes various models, so this video only covers the GB05176-05. Now the case is 40mm, the lug width is 20mm, the depth is around 10.5mm, and the lug to lug is a nice fitting 45mm. With all the links included, it weighs about 143 grams. In my opinion, it wears to size. The watch has got a signed push-pull crown, although after watching earlier videos, previous models had a screw-down crown. That said, it still has a water resistance rating of 100 metres, which for 99.9% of us is good enough. Pull it out once and turn it one way for the date change and the other for the GMT hand. Pull it out once more for time adjustment. It's as simple as that. I haven't had the back off of this yet, but according to one of the retailer sites, it's got a Ronda 514 24H quartz movement inside it. Ronda make a very good quartz movement and they're Swiss based. It will be accurate to within 10 seconds a month and probably more so. and has got a battery life of a claimed 45 months. Of course, pull the crown out when you're not wearing it and it's going to last a lot longer. That said, if you change the battery yourself, it's only going to take you 5 minutes and only costs a few quid. The second hand hits many of the markers, but not all. This may drive some people mad, but personally it doesn't bother me at all. Now it's a traveller's GMT, which means the GMT hand is adjusted rather than the hour hand. What I like about the movement is that you can set the GM hand to exactly where you want it without worrying whether it's going to be aligned correctly. Mechanical GMT hands tend to move an hour at a time when the crown is turned. Moving on to the dial. Well, it's not a direct homage of anything in my opinion, but does take inspiration from a few different well-known watches. There's a fixed stainless steel bezel with 24-hour markers, then moving inwards there is a chapter ring with minute markers. Under the 12 o'clock is printed Rotary with the company logo, and above the 6 o'clock it reads Henley GMT. The sword hands and simple indices are filled with green lume, which I suspect is C3, and the GMT hand is a pleasing shade of red. Regards the lume, the earlier models were reported to have disappointing glow, but from previously owning this model I can tell you it's surprisingly good. In fact, charge this up before you go to bed and it's going to last you most of the night. I should have mentioned, this model also comes in black and green. Anyway, let's have a look at that lume. Considering this is a high street brand watch in the UK, not so much in the US, I was quite surprised to see it's got a flat sapphire crystal, albeit without any AR coating. Well, if it has, I see no evidence of it. Pay a similar amount for a Seiko, for example, and you'll get mineral, even if they call it something else. Sorry Seiko, I'm not picking on you, as the same could be said for most fashion brands. In actual fact, buy a fashion brand and you'll probably be getting coated tin case, a mineral crystal, low water resistance, and a quartz movement the size of a pea. The case is made of stainless steel, almost certainly 316L, and solely polished to a more than acceptable level. There's a nice chamfer that transitions the sides to the lugs. It's a very simple case, but nonetheless it's reasonably shaped, and even fits my girly wrists. The case back screws down, and it's got some nice engraving depicting the Rotary's 125 years existence. My only complaint is that what isn't engraved is polished, and that generally means it's going to age quickly. So what would I change if I were designing an update? The first thing I'd do is to change that butterfly clasp for a nice deployant version. The second would be to reinstate the screw down crown, but finally I would reduce some of the polished areas with nice brush ones. Those few things put aside, it's a great value for money watch. After all, it's got a sapphire crystal, a GMT movement, 100 metres of water resistance, a good lume. Oh, and it looks nice. So that just about covers the specification of my likes and dislikes. The question is, should you buy one? In reality, you're going to be able to pick one of these up for no more than £150, and for that sort of money, you may struggle to find better. Now that brings me to the end of this review, so if you've enjoyed it, please click on the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave your comments below, and enjoy the rest of your day.